Waiting once again for Uber customers. It's not fun. Basically a waiting game. It's the only part of Uber that I don't like, is that you gotta actually sit and wait, unless you're in the city, and then you'll get rides frequently. But yeah, when you're in the suburbs, it definitely sucks waiting and waiting and waiting. Which they almost make the suburb bonuses almost impossible to get. You almost have to be into the city to actually get the bonuses. I mean, 25 trips in 2 days. I was out yesterday for 6 hours, 7 hours, and got 7 trips. So basically, I get a trip an hour in the suburbs. Now, I had a drop off in the city downtown, and I was actually able to get 3 within like 20 minutes. So yes, you'll hit your bonuses in the city a lot faster than you would in the suburbs. But it almost forces you to have to go into the city, and then I get a lot of customers complaining that there's not a lot of Uber drivers around because why? Well, because they're all in the city, or they're all by the airport because they want the bonus. They don't want to just sit around like what I'm doing and actually providing a service to the community and trying to get people home from work or people home from the bar safely. They should offer like lower incentives for Uber drivers in the suburbs or specific areas. So like if you're driving in a specific area, like boost areas are always in the city. They're never going to be in the suburbs. If they maybe put boost areas in the suburbs temporarily, you would get a lot more people satisfied. I had a customer yesterday telling me he had to wait 20 minutes for an Uber one time. He got off the train in Elmhurst, Illinois, and he waited like 20, 25 minutes for an Uber. He's like, I probably should have just walked home. And that's money that Uber is missing out on. So maybe if they structure it differently for the suburbs, and I understand that that would completely change the algorithm or the maybe even the program itself, because how do you gauge, do they live in the suburbs, are they constantly, I mean, I would think that over a certain amount of time Uber would pay attention to the demographic of this specific driver and be like, all right, he primarily, based off of his rides in the last 150 trips, he doesn't go to the city, so we'll throw him like, hey, 15 trips for $50, or 10 trips for $20. At least it pays for the gas, because that basically those incentive bonuses that they give you is gas money. It's nothing more and nothing less, but it's nice to get it. But it's really, they're just paying for gas. I put $40. My bonus this week is 20 trips for $65. I put 40 in for gas. I still have 4 trips to go. So by the time I get those 4 trips, it's probably like $43 conservatively, $45 in gas, depending on where I have to go. So basically, it's 20 extra dollars and 200 miles on my car. So it's not very like go-getter incentives. However, in the city, they're great because your app doesn't stop. You drop somebody off, you get another ride. You drop somebody off, you get another ride. I don't have the luxury of living that close to the city. It would take me an hour to get there and an hour to get home. So why would I want to drive downtown just to hit my incentives? Some Uber drivers that do it for a living do. When you're doing it for a living, it makes sense. When you're not doing it for a living and you just want to do it part-time to make some extra bucks, it's almost inconvenient. The bonuses are irrelevant. You want to try and just knock out 10 trips just to make a quick extra $100, minus your gas after those 10 trips. So you're really only making like an extra $60 a week. I mean, it does help if you're not getting paid a lot of money, but you're also putting mileage on your car and potential damage to the car itself. So take an extra 20 out of that every week for possible upcoming damages or breaks, oil changes, tires, and it almost offsets itself. So it's helpful temporarily if you are like in between jobs or you have a spare car that you don't mind beating on. But if you're trying to use your own like personal vehicle, like I have a nice 2013 Regal, I don't want it to go to crap. You got my ride.